p.m.
Genial.
Wednesday, June 25th. We are so back, but we are so over. Jesus, I feel like we're playing war ping pong.
Yeah, like Trump said, nobody knows what the fuck they're doing, right?
That was probably the funniest like thing
That
I've
was
ever
great.
heard. Uh, just on the spot like interview. It reminded me of a parent like dealing with their like two smaller children. It's like when they tell
Yeah.
them to stop fighting, they're like, okay, okay, we'll stop fighting, and then they like walk out of the room and they
And
the older or younger one
you
like
hear a
the young
kid
one.
crying.
He's like, you started it. I had to hit him back. Are you done? Are you done? Yeah, yeah, we're done now.
Jewish
We're done now.
Persian, Jewish Persian fatigue.
Yeah, I'm getting tired of this shit, dude. I wrote the newsletter. I think it was last week, and
Hold on
it
one
was
second.
pretty. It was pretty fucking negative on both ends. But I was like, I think Weka edited it like this is not the view of Premia or something. This is Marty's own view. I was like, the war doesn't matter. Fucking Bitcoin doesn't care. It's higher than when the fucking war talks or when the war's happening. And then of course there was like the nuke scare, right? Like that they dropped the mother of all bombs, the Moab, the bunker
No, it was
busters.
the massive ordnance penetrator bomb.
Yeah, and
It's not the
then
Moab. It's a different one.
sad. And then now we're right back. So
Yep.
every dip was a gift.
I don't even like.
Uh,
I
war was a
don't.
meme.
Do you believe that they like did like the full bombing? Like,
Do we
Who
need to
did?
get into
The
it?
U.S.
I think this is
or
yeah.
conspiracy hour, dude.
Let's talk
Where's the
conspiracies.
video?
Let's talk
Where's the video?
conspiracies. Where's
you're talking
the
about
even on the satellite image? It doesn't really look that bad. You know.
Pull
But
it up, Jamie. Pull up the satellite image. Where's the live stream, dude? Where's the
yeah,
live stream
because they
of
blow up underground.
but
where is it though? But
but there
still,
should
like,
be a crater. There should be a crater.
yeah, it should be a fucking hole in the ground or in the
The
mountain.
picture I saw showed a hole in the ground.
It's a
Dude, that
little.
was just the Grand Canyon,
It's
dude.
a
Okay.
small hole. It's a small hole.
They just
I
showed
don't
you a
know. Maybe
picture
I
of the
didn't
Grand
see.
Canyon.
I didn't. Maybe I didn't see the big hole picture. I only saw the small hole picture.
Yeah, only small. I didn't see a big hole. I saw a small hole and like buildings destroyed on top of like
Yeah,
where.
it's a little underwhelming. And they claim that they evacuated everything before, like
Yeah,
the uranium.
what I think is funny is like this like war theater. It's like we're gonna attack
Yeah,
you guys tomorrow. Make sure no one's there. Okay. All right. We're
yeah,
gonna retaliate after that. You guys are all out of there, right? Okay. Good.
yeah,
Good. Good. Like
yeah.
what is that?
The best was there's like it's not like the World Health Organization, but like one of those third party organizations for radiation. And it was like right after the bombing, like,
IAEA.
yeah, there's no height levels of radiation, and you were like either the bunker buster didn't buster or they moved
So
the fucking shit.
they moved the uranium for sure. That's like the only thing that I can see that they would have an easy time moving. I don't know. Besides that, though.
No, it said that it could fit in the trunk of 10 cars or some shit like
I
that. That
mean,
was like
the
the
entire
weird way to
amount,
put it. But
the whole amount they had based on like the papers from that institute is 400 kilograms, which is like you could fit that in your car. Like,
yeah.
I mean, I don't know how it. I'm just saying the weight. I don't know how it's like distributed.
Dude, I'm looking at these bunker busters, and it does not look much like a bunker busted.
Yeah, it's fake.
So what I think I'm not one who is like for war in. I'm not for uh, wars with people that aren't directly, attacking us on our own soil. I should say. Uh, I'm only a warmonger when it's a defensive, thing. Uh, but what I will say is pretty crazy about all this is that like like all, this was like a show of like our capabilities and like our force where like we're sitting around flying fucking planes in foreign airspace, and not only do they have no idea, but their two largest allies have no idea,
Mm-hmm.
don't see anything, can't stop it, can't
Yeah,
hit us.
it also showed the capability of the F-35 because Israel was using it to disable their anti-air and radars and literally like just making them unable to do anything. So F-35 are now like all of Europe has like orders of F-35 from America. It's like bullish AF for America.
Well, there actually was somebody who knew. There was the Twitter account that was posting like that the strato tankers were moving and that the B2s left Missouri. Like they did catch that they were on the move and then they turned the tracker off, right? But it was like a
They do that on
40-hour
purpose.
trip. It was like a 40-hour trip, dude. That's insane. To fly all the way there, nobody knows, drop the fucking thing, come back. I think it was Missouri.
It
Like
just
some
shows
middle of
that
nowhere.
America can dominate like old fucking shitty Russian Chinese equipment with like purely Air Force.
Yes, that was my point. And Navy, like our Navy and Air Force,
Yeah.
are so strong that like they not only can they stop nothing, but like they had no idea they were even there.
Well, the only reason they knew is because we told them.
So that
Like,
is
hey,
like the
hey,
crazy,
buddy.
that is the part of all of this that like made me like, wow, that's fucking, you know,
Lame.
if
Get back
this
to
was
real war, you
anything-
fuck. Stand in a line and fucking shoot at each other.
Yeah, in all of the theater like taking place, and then all of the real, you know, war taking place, like the part that is the craziest to me is just that like we just show up,
They can't do
our
anything.
thing, but the thing that we do like shows that like our military has so much strength and is so much more advanced than everyone else that like it's just game over.
Yeah.
It's never been more over than it was
Yeah.
when we decided to show like that, hey, like this isn't like us even trying right now.
We literally did this while tweeting, okay? We were shit posting and we did this to you guys, all right?
And do you remember when the F-35 was still like being like research and
Yeah,
development?
Grant, it's like you have to think of like what actually happened, right? Like none of the allies were able to give them warning, were able to stop it, were able to say anything. Like everything happened in such.
Did you see
stealth.
what Putin said? He was like, you know, Israel has a lot of Russians, and I don't really hate Israel, so you guys have fun over there. That's basically, that's basically what he said.
Yeah, Grant. It's all theater.
Grant, that's what
They
I
just
said.
tell each other
I
like.
think right before you got on, Grant, I was talking about how it's funny to me how it's all theater, and like it was just what do we need to do? We need to sell weapons, so we like have this opportunity to showcase like how far superior and advanced our weapon systems are. We do that, and we show that they're so advanced that like the allies of, you know, this nation that we're attacking know nothing, can't do anything, and now we're selling fucking tons
Dude,
of
this
our
makes the
weapons to the
government.
rest of the world again.
This makes
you
the
know,
government profitable. Like
they're
the
like,
tax money that goes to the
hey, we're gonna
F-35.
attack you, make sure no one's there, okay? I'm like, okay. Hey, we're gonna retaliate, make sure everyone's gone, right? Okay, cool.
No, but it was fucked up that they attacked Qatar for no fucking reason. And Qatar was like, dude, leave us the fuck out of
Because
this.
the
Like,
American
Like,
base is
go
there.
show off your weapon system somewhere else, please. Like, not here.
yeah, like not here. Come on. And imagine, I think Qatar is 600 kilometers, 600 clicks away from Dubai. So it's like, dude, who really wants to live over there? Like 600 kilometers away is not that fucking far.
Yeah.
For the burgers,
like the
that's
SpongeBob
400
and-
miles away.
For the
Just
burgers,
SpongeBob
it's
meme,
like
70 something.
where they're like
the distance
inside.
you drive to the grocery store.
It's a SpongeBob
Yeah, that's like
meme where
a-
they're inside the like barred windows looking out at Dubai. Just like,
No, seriously, who wants to live over there when fucking Bahrain, fucking Qatar, all that shit, Abu Dhabi, Dubai, it's all fucking within 400 miles of each other and just across the Bay of Water. Imagine one of those missiles just came over and fucking hit Qatar.
Not
Or
to
sorry,
be,
hit Dubai.
you know, not to be a warmonger, but the second Iran chills out, that region is peaceful. Like the whole Gulf Like,
That's the opposite of warmongering. You just said as soon as Iran chills out, the whole
yeah,
region.
but I mean that's implying that you got to do something about Iran, you know. But as soon as they chill out, the whole Gulf is gonna be peaceful. Like nobody else is starting shit over there.
But who wants to be in fucking conflict? So really, who wants to wake up and be in fucking war? I really don't know how people in Israel fucking live like that. It's a shitty way to fucking live, and if you don't think that, then
Bro.
you're a piece of shit. Like,
Dude,
who wants to go to a bunker 5 times a night?
The
Like,
thing
that's a
that's the
shit way to
most
live.
stressful, the thing that's the most stressful is that they like cancel, like all the flights are closed, the airport's closed, you have nowhere to go. Like you literally can't escape.
Dude, just get the fuck out of there. But you know
Yeah.
it's coming, and you
Yeah,
know it's
yeah,
going to
yeah.
happen every
I know.
6 months. And sure, and I think that they showed that the plastic dome doesn't work that much anymore.
Plastic
So you know what I mean. It's a shit way to
actually
live.
aluminum.
The wooden dome.
The wooden dome, the Trojan dome. Like, that's no way to fucking live. And that was proven that it got hit. And it's just going to continue to happen. It's never going to end on both sides. Both sides hate each other. It's you guys are fighting over a book from 3,000 years ago. It's fucking insane.
Across like 3 countries, like tossing shit at each other.
Yeah, and what about Jordan, and what about Syria, and what about fucking all those other guys? Are like, we don't want, like Iraq, we don't want part of your guys' shit. Qatar got hit. They're like, please, like next time, don't attack us. Like it's just dumb. Even though it was theater, even though they pushed out all the American troops, like they're still hitting sites on foreign soil, which is fucked up, and that shouldn't be allowed. And I don't know, I'm not the fucking president or the UN or whatever, but you shouldn't just be able to like hit other sovereign countries with fucking missiles, even if you tell them that it's coming. We shouldn't play that game. I don't think so. I don't think it's fair.
Yeah.
Let's see. Grand says, yeah, people who get rich from it.
No, of course there's money involved. Grand actually has the pure alpha, dude. Grand hit me up, I don't know, 6 months ago, 8 months ago. He was like, the Israelis are moving a lot of fucking money out of Israel, like more than most, more than before.
Stocks are at an all-time high. Like
no, it wasn't stocks. It was like real estate and funds and more like institutional size money was moving out.
Like,
and I was like, okay,
the real estate bubble, and like it's not even going down because of the war. It's like,
how do we short Tel Aviv?
The prices go fucking up only.
Let's short Tel Aviv. Yeah, what about like all those other guys, like all the neighboring countries, Egypt, all those fucking guys are like, we don't want this shit, dude. Like, stop this shit. Like, this wasn't even about like October 7th anymore, which was like Palestine-Israel conflict start. That it wasn't even about that.
Well,
anymore.
Technically, Iran funded those groups, so.
Yeah, but Iran sells to everybody that America doesn't. It's kind of like
BYD
and Tesla.
They fund like enemies of America and Israel.
Yeah, any OFAC country they're willing to sell to, whoever's the willing buyer, they're willing to sell to. It's like fucking BYD and Tesla. Wherever there's not Tesla, fucking BYD's there. Iran is BYD, all right? Yeah, fucking. Dude, America's so funny. You can't even bring Cuban cigars that you didn't buy in Cuba into America.
Really?
Oh,
yeah. You used to be able to. You used to be able to, but not anymore.
Really? Banned again.
It banned again. Cuban cigars because
the
Cubans are really terrible people. 50 years later.
I definitely do not have boxes of those in my home. I would never.
Oh shit! I definitely do not have boxes of Kinder eggs.
Dude, the thing with the Kinder eggs is so funny because it's an enclosed chocolate structure with something hard plastic on the inside. So they tried to bring it to America by doing half and half with the plastic.
Spoon.
Yeah, with the plastic thing in the middle, and it was like, guys, this isn't the same. This is not the same. Give us the freedom of eating a Kinder candy again.
Fucking Kinder egg.
Yeah. People are rioting for what?
Used to be
For
my
the
favorite
Kinder
candy.
Eggs.
Used to be my favorite candy as a kid.
I'm
Jimmy was
confused here,
great.
Marty. I thought war was bullish, and we're going down now.
Just wait. They're gonna fire some more missiles or
It's
something
just
this weekend.
short-term distraction.
Yeah, every dip is a gift.
Have you seen this? My Solana Trench Warriors. Have you seen this like Solana fork that was a meme that is like kind of serious now? Gorbanga or some shit like that.
No,
It's like
pull that shit up.
Its mascot is like
Pull it up, Jamie.
Oscar in a garbage can. And it started off as a joke, but it's like kind of serious now.
Garbanzo beans. What is
they
it?
raised 60 million.
Jesus Christ.
What?
Where's this cycle of fresh money coming from, dude? Like, I saw some mega, like, not seed funds, but like new funds opening up, new VC firms opening up, like $100 million. And you're like, who's funding this shit anymore?
Tardfi
Yeah, what's 50
Hardfire
million
wants-
bucks to fucking
wants exposure.
yeah, what's 10 million bucks, right? What's 100
The
million
fart
bucks?
coin, retard coin, and Garbana.
Oh, did you see you know the guy from Skybridge Capital, Anthony, I don't know how to pronounce his fucking last name, Scarponi or some shit, Sarkamami. I don't know how to
I
pronounce
know
his
what
last
you're
name.
talking about.
He wrote a Solana book. The last book he wrote was a Algorand book, and they launched $100 million Algorand fund, and that shit's down like 90%. Of course, he's just, you know, milking fees, but it's like, how is that guy still fucking relevant?
See what Soldani's
soy-
looking like.
Ew, the soy llama. Nasty work by
Bro,
those market
Soldani
makers.
looks wrecked.
Zoom out. Go to the 4 hour. Or
Yeah.
does Coinbase not have that option? Zoom out, dude. All time high, right there. Boom. January, all time high.
Yeah, that's Trump coin. That was Trump coin.
That was the trumpet. Yeah, because I think the previous all time high was like 260, 270, something like that.
Do you have TradingView? Try Sol ETH.
Sol ETH.
Yeah.
Is it up or down? So, let me check.
It's been crabbing for 2 years in the same range.
Not great.
Like daily, maybe one day.
Oh, Jesus Christ, Sol ETH. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. So 2023, I think, is when it like. That's like when Dog with Hat was coming, December.
Dude, Dog with Hat is that long ago? Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Remember when they were going to put it on the Sphere? I had to mute Ansem, dude. I muted him the other day, and I realized that my feed was the other day, like the other month, and I realized that my feed was so much cleaner without all of that absolute dog shit.
Dude, it's crazy. Like I knew him when he first kind of entered crypto Twitter, and he like made a full transformation into, just shilling absolute dog shit. Like in the beginning, he was actually doing like he still probably is doing tons of research on stuff and like doing his own writing, but I also don't pay attention too much to that anymore. In the beginning,
There's
all that, and then it turned into like, every shitcoin under.
Now it's just everything.
And
yeah, now it's
this
just
fucking casino thing is like
let's talk about this.
The worst of all that I've seen thus far from a lot of these people. Like probably fair, but Fubar went ahead and tore it apart and showed that like none of that is on chain. They do like all the off chain. They do all the calculations off chain. They could pick which fucking seed they want and then post it to chain. And then on top of that, just to like add insult to injury, because they didn't really respond to his claims, then you have their KOL saying if you use their links, they can give you boosted probability. And it's like, I think I know that they have zero idea what they're shilling. Like they don't even know what they're talking about. They were given like a script, some descriptive points over like what the product was, and they've just been parroting it in posts. Uh, and like I was making fun of it in the very beginning when I first started seeing it because all the videos, none of them were pronouncing probably correctly. They were all saying probably. They're all saying, yeah, it's probably fair. And I was fucking dying laughing watching it. Yeah, you're right. It probably is fair, but no one knows. So, like, it's definitely not probably fair. And so I already knew, I'm like, man, this casino has got the most retarded people in the space shilling this thing. Like, this is going to be a zero. Then I see like, banks and like the usual soul suspects fucking are shilling it too. I'm like, oh, okay, it's one of those. And then
but it's the Rollbit team. Are we talking about the same casino?
Yeah. And then it's like it's the Rollbit team. So it kind of it adds this like shade to Rollbit. People already think, I'd say are for the most part don't really like the tactics of Rollbit. And then Rollbit comes out and they launch an even scummier, casino platform that's all slots. Okay, like which is why even some of the most degenerate, scumbag shills stayed away from it. They were like, you know what? Like, I don't mind shilling gambling, platforms to an audience of degenerate gamblers. What I do mind is shilling something where they have no chance of winning. Like if I'm shilling them a platform where they can play fucking blackjack on it, they can play against other people, or they can trade futures. Then like I don't feel bad. Like they're playing a game that they can win because they're playing with playing against other people too. But when you're just playing slots, you're just playing against the house.
That's like for 90-year-old boomers.
Yeah. Like it's just slots are predatory. Like they're there just to take your money. And like someone showed the Dune the other day, and it was like they've already raked in like almost $4 million in fees. From
Wow.
So it's like they know that they're paying people up to $500,000 a month, monthly contracts. So like some people are trying to annualize it, and it's like these contracts will probably go on for one or 2 months in the hype phase. They pay them off fat in the beginning, get a lot of people to use it, and then they don't pay them anymore after they have their consistent stream of degenerates that are playing slots with them. But they've been being promoted for what, 2 weeks, and they've made $4 million in fees on fucking a single game is like insane. It's all you need to know about why it's such a scummy fucking venue to be shilling.
Well, if any real casino wants to give me $500K a month, I'll probably do it.
Yeah, any real
any real casino that doesn't, I get it, the house always wins, but if you have real games, not just slots,
licensed casinos, real crypto.
You know what I do? No, you know what I do every time? I get hundreds of messages a week at this point. So all I do is I respond, I would like a GT3 RS, and we can wrap it in your brand. And then they're like, they'd never respond. So that's my offer. So if somebody wants to do a GT3 RS, we can wrap it in that brand, and we'll go from there. But I've had hundreds of exchanges, and different, I don't fucking know, blowfin, all the and the worst, I guess it's the best because it's funny, but it's the worst because it's like the worst kind of thing to show. It's like, we are a non-KYC exchange, perfect for your US audience. You're like, why would you fucking ever say that? Like, it's the worst fucking thing to ever. Yeah, the worst cold.
Perfect for your US based audience.
Yeah, I was like, this is so sketchy, dude. Jesus Christ. So that's the offer. GT3 RS wrapped in your brand of a real legitimate casino, then we can talk. I just want a race car, dude. I just want to fucking start building race cars again.
Fucking Marty is the Mary Kay of exchanges, bro. If you want to wrap him a fucking cyan or blue car with hyper liquid on it, he'll drive it.
Dude, we should just they have a GT3 Porsche Cup in Brazil. So Porsche imports all the GT3 Cup cars. So no interior, stripped, full cage, driver bucket seat only, gas tank in a fucking box, full actual race car, not street car. And they do that Porsche Circuit Cup here in Brazil. I was looking into getting into that. So the car's $300K just to start. So, we need sponsors, wheels, tires, fuel, team. It probably is a couple $1,000,000 to keep the fucking car just operating every year, dude. Racing is not a cheap fucking sport. But Marty Racing Team, dude, we could run with that.
You gotta move to Italy for that.
Why we have less competition in Brazil, dude?
I guess that makes sense.
We're like D3, okay?
How much does it cost
D1.
to build in like a nice racing track?
A racing track? It's just pavement. It can't be that expensive.
That's-
I know
that's
people have them in their
ChatGPT.
fucking yards. I know people who have racetracks in their fucking backyards.
I'm asking ChatGPT.
A couple mil, probably. I mean, depending. Brazil, probably a couple $100K. It's just concrete, dude. It's just pouring asphalt.
It depends what car you're building it for.
Yeah, for sure. Is it a go-kart track or is it a fucking
Go-kart is cheap. Go-kart.
Is it a track for Miatas? Is it a fucking F1 track? Right? You need
F1, 100 mil.
yeah.
That's
Probably,
what ChatGPT says.
probably less than that. Let me see. Autódromo cost Sao Paulo, because they do F1 and that's the cost of the ticket. I want the cost to build it. Okay, it was
check
built
this
in
out.
1940. Jesus Christ. It's not
Cost us
helpful.
$25 million. We used it to own a racetrack. Look at this motherfucker.
Look at this
We
guy.
used to own a racetrack.
25 mil racetrack. Done.
There you go, boys. Ask and you shall receive. You always, what is it? The 3 degrees rule. Separation of 3 people.
Yeah.
You always know everyone within 3 people.
Racetrack owner.
Right here on the stream, we know someone who owned a racetrack. Good to be alive, folks. Yeah, check this out. So Ledger, loving to give people new ways to get robbed, came out with a new physical recovery key for
Oh God, what the fuck is this?
their ink devices.
Dude, I was looking if he has all his fingers.
Welcome to the technical announcement for Ledger Recovery Key, a pin-protected card designed
French,
as
for
a
sure.
secure physical offline spare key to your assets.
Protected.
I'm excited to reveal the details behind our new product,
Details.
including what it is, how it simplifies self-custody as part of Ledger's existing suite of recovery solutions, the uncompromising security built into it, and how you, the community,
I agree
can
with the
explore
top
and
one.
verify this new tech through our open GitHub repo and detailed white paper. Ledger Recovery Key, a pin-protected encrypted backup of your 24 words, complementing the traditional recovery sheet to make secure self-custody easy for everyone. In just a few simple steps, you can use encrypted NFC channels to manage the private backup of your crypto asset easily and securely. No KYC, no subscription fee, just peace of mind. Ledger's mission has always been to empower you with the self-custody tools to protect your crypto without compromising on security. Ledger Recovery Key is the latest milestone in a journey that began a decade ago with the iconic Ledger Nano S. While it looked straightforward on the outside, it was packed with advanced security tech under the hood. Our non-custodial, pin-protected Ledger devices kept your private keys safely offline with our unique secure element chip and custom-built Ledger operating system. Every one of the more than 7.5 million Ledger devices in circulation built on the same fundamental security principles found in the Ledger Nano S. Recovery Key is no exception. And as blockchain technology evolved and use cases expanded, we developed an all-in-one platform to buy, sell, swap, stake, and manage thousands of crypto assets securely across multiple blockchains without ever giving up control of your private keys. Then, with the launch of Ledger Flex and Ledger Stacks, we proved that usability and security aren't mutually exclusive, combining seamless mobile connectivity.
You guys buying it?
All I heard
Making
was
it easier for you
baguette.
to
Is it Cozy dying on us?
All you could hear is
warning
the
of potential threats through real-time transaction simulations. Every milestone we've
I don't know why he
reached
was doing that.
has been about one thing: making secure self-custody easier and more accessible. Despite improvement in the usability and sophistication of our devices, we knew that self-custody remained a huge challenge. Self-custody is a great power, but power comes with responsibility. A paper recovery sheet like this has always been the recommended way to responsibly and securely manage your 24 words. For some people, this works well and gives them confidence in their crypto security. But for the
Okay, it's been
majority of
7
today's
minutes, I still don't know
600
what it
million
does.
crypto users, this feels clunky,
It's like
risky,
What does it do?
and a long way from the freedom crypto promises. Some may
Like I
ask,
know right now.
why not
wallet
remove the
to-
responsibility
or
for
the
those
backup.
24 words entirely with a seedless wallet? This may
Write that
seem
down.
like a
Somebody
no-brainer,
write that one
but
down.
Write
the
that shit
logic
down, Jamie.
doesn't hold up. This compromise strips your freedom by making the device or vendor a point of failure. Convenience at the expense of control. Handwritten recovery sheets will always be the foundation for safely storing your recovery phrase. But the challenge has been to offer backup
Like,
options
like 10
that
recovery
everyone can feel comfortable with without compromising on the fundamentals of self-custody. In 2023, we added more choices with Ledger Recover, an innovative opt-in service that combines cryptography with identity verification to back up your secret recovery phrase, all without compromising on control. This secure and accessible solution acts as a complement to the paper recovery sheet, while removing some of the barriers to adoption that sole reliance on paper and pencil creates. Now, Recovery Key is the next addition to Ledger's suite of recovery solutions. Whether you're comfortable with just a handwritten recovery sheet or like having a diversity of backup options, the choice is yours to make. Flexible options, secure access, complete control. Ledger Recovery Key is built on the same security principles used in all Ledger devices. Packed into the slim, discrete design is a mighty secure element architecture built around 5 touchpoints for robust protection. Ledger Recovery Key only works with authentic Ledger devices. If a recovery key or Ledger wallet isn't verified, they simply won't connect, keeping fakes out. Your recovery key communicates with your Ledger wallet via secure encrypted NFC. No apps, no cloud, no third parties. Every action is done directly on the Ledger device's secure touchscreen, so you stay in control, always. Your Ledger recovery key has its own unique PIN code. Enter it incorrectly 3 times on your Ledger device, and the key resets to block brute force attacks. Each Ledger recovery key has a unique 6-digit ID, which is engraved and embedded on it. This feature helps to confirm you're using the right one, especially if you own multiple keys. This shows how Ledger has the best security in the business.
It allows you to
But
securely...
don't trust our word, verify it. Ledger has always encouraged others to test and verify crypto technology. That's why we built the Dungeon, Ledger's own in-house security research center, dedicated to improving both the security of our products and the wider ecosystem. This innovation underwent extensive, rigorous testing by our team to achieve the same level of security certified technology usually reserved for banks or governments. We also believe in the power of the community to test the security of our products. As you can see, Most of the code powering Ledger devices is open source or available for verification. And we are continuing that trend by releasing the code for the Ledger Recovery Key app. Built on top of the strengths of our secure element chip, this open source app handles secure data transfer, storage, and cryptographic operations. Anyone can access it on our public GitHub to audit the software and verify how it works.
Okay, so I've talked about this before. You know, like we used to do this at Exodus back in the day. Rather than like a physical recovery key, what we did is we gave people what we later rolled back, but what we felt was a more user-friendly way to recover their wallets than just writing down their seed phrase. Because what was happening was people were not writing down their seed phrases. They were taking pictures of them, or they were writing them in their notes or in a
Oh
doc,
boy.
storing it on their desktop. They're getting hacked.
On Google Drive too.
So we're like, okay, you know, like, how do we solve this UX problem with new users and 12-word phrases or 24-word phrases? Like, that's even more cumbersome. And what we thought was, okay, if we give them an encrypted link, that if you have the link and you have your password, you can access it. Like, you know, you can decrypt your wallet, then that might be better. But again, we you know, forgot that like people are creatures of habit, and they won't do the thing that is the best for them if there's a more convenient way of doing something. So what happened was you have people that then were creating, like they were using the same password they would use across all 100 of their accounts for their wallet. So their iCloud or their Gmail would get hacked. You know, their password gets exposed. They use the same fucking password for the wallet, and then whoever hacked their Gmail or their
It's
iCloud,
their name and birthday.
the recovery
With
link
an exclamation mark.
or iCloud, and they can just guess the password because it's the same fucking password as the one they already hacked.
So
And
good.
it's showing that is the password for every other account they own. So we ended up just axing that as a secondary like way. If you had a wallet back in, you know, when that was offered, your link always works, you know, with the password. But if you don't, it just wasn't offered you. We just went back to saying, fuck it. We just need to educate people. They need to learn how to protect their 12-word phrase, how to store their 12-word phrase, like, you know, to back it up in multiple places. That's our job as software companies, you know, who's building these types of applications to, you know, educate the user. And I see this as just like a version of that link, right? Like, it's cool that it only works with a secure, you know, Ledger NFC device. That kind of, you know, resolves the issue of like someone needing or someone stealing the recovery key, knowing the password, and like being able to just load it onto any wallet. But the thing that I think Ledger needs to like really hit home with this is the importance of choosing a unique and strong password with this security key. I personally don't.
What do you mean 1111?
Yeah, some idiot's going to do that, or they're going to use the same password that they use for their X, their Facebook, their Instagram, and they'll use that. And like when you do something like this, when you're like, you know, encrypting your safety deposit box password, the access key, you need to pick something that nobody else is going to know, that you've never used before, that's unique, so that you're safe. But all in all, I think it's pretty cool, like to just have like to not have to worry about typing fucking 12 or 24 words. If you have a Ledger, you can create a strong password and you can just fucking just tap.
But remember to write down your strong password on a piece of paper.
Yes.
It all goes back to that.
All goes back to writing it. No, I mean, I think like
And
I
taking
think
a picture of your strong password and putting it on the
you can
cloud.
save your strong password in a password manager. Just don't label it Ledger recovery key password.
That's a start.
Don't
That's
have
a start. Yeah,
don't
that's a
have
good start.
the fucking, you know, passcode to your passcode storing app be the same as the one that you're using for fucking everything. Like, you know, just people are stupid. And it just comes down to that. Like they're like, I have this really strong password, but let me store it in the app that I'm using the same password that I use for 50 fucking apps with. Like, well, how did I get hacked? I don't know. Doesn't make any sense. I was just looking at midget porn on my fucking laptop.
It's
I was
usually
just
where it
downloading
starts,
midget
dude.
porn
That's
torrents
usually where it starts.
on my laptop. And
Yeah.
I know I use the same password for every app, but my password app is a different app or a different password, I promise. Like, just people are stupid. That's what it comes down to. And that's why it falls on the apps to do better at like guiding people, because just like
Yeah, but out of I don't know, 10 people, how many are actually doing the correct way? One or two?
once you have
Seriously.
children, you'll understand this. Okay, that's why you 20-year-old founders, like, I'm sure you got spunk and you've got ideas, but until you have kids, you don't know how to manage these people. Okay.
Exactly. All right, fellas, I gotta jump. We'll see you Friday.
We'll see Friday. We didn't even talk about any of the raises. Like fucking Polymarket did some fucking crazy raise, $200 million.
Jeez.
We're talking about where's the money coming from. There's one to ask.
I just placed a bet on Polymarket.
$200 million they raised. But
Brand is funding them.
We'll talk about this again on Friday.
I just placed a bet. Will Zelensky wear a suit before July?
Probably not.
He will to the next summit. He needs money, dude. He's fucking gonna be dressing nice.
That would be hilarious if you won that.
I bet yes. We'll see.
Yes, grand. Okay. If they want to get off, they can.
Please.
That's fine. This is something that's very important. How many people are taught cybersecurity? That is my biggest fucking like issue with people that are like diehard open source fucking shills, and they're like, I won't use anything unless it's open source, but they don't even fucking write code, right? Like you have these people that like, oh, is it open source? Oh, is it
like
source?
they can't audit it.
They can't read a fucking line
Yeah.
of code. So it's like, what does it matter to you if it's open source or not? Are you going to check and see if the code's fucking good? You're not. And the reality is that the amount of people that is such a small fucking bubble that are going to do it pre something bad happening, that most things that are open source are not checked and verified.
Yeah. Only if it's like really big and popular.
Unless, it's something
like
that is
fucking Linux
very popular
distribution or something.
Yes, exactly. So I used to fucking have this debate with people all the time because I used to hate it in the earlier days of crypto, where there was like so many like open source maxis, and I slowly became a like closed source apologist, you could say, right? Like, because I understood that like when you open source something, especially a finance app, what you are actually doing is you are saying, hey, hackers of the world, I have people using this thing with money. Come try and steal their money because they're too dumb to look at this and see if everything's okay. We think we did okay. It was checked by some people that we paid, but you who are skilled at this, come steal this money, right? Like, and then after you do that, then some serious people who aren't paid are going to come.
And the Trezor can be broken into, right? If somebody gets custody of your Trezor, they can eventually break into it with some sophisticated shit. But Ledger is a black box, so they can't.
People used to give Ledger a lot of shit because even in the thing I was just playing, it said most of our repo is open source, and I think that that's totally fine for that to be the case. I think they should be allowed to have some special sauce that they don't allow their competitors, and they don't allow hackers to see how things work. And like when I worked at Exodus, the founders are like huge open source contributors. One of them was like, old school Bitcoin dev, did a lot of early Bitcoin contributions. But when it came to the wallet for the exchange portion, the exchange part was kept closed source and the rest of the wallet was open sourced, because that exchange was our bread and butter. Like our exchange worked like an aggregator before aggregators existed. And we were doing things to make sure we were providing the best prices to our users that nobody else was doing. And we didn't want our competitors seeing how we were doing that. Like it just as simple as that. Like we had some sauce. It was how we provided a seamless, almost no confirmation experience. And that was what we didn't want to get out. But when it came to like how the wallet worked and how things functioned, if people wanted to check, make sure that their money was safe and that seeds were, deterministically being generated and shit, they were free to do that. That was all open source to them. So I had an experience also, Grand, where I was using the only time I've ever been hacked, I was using a very popular open source wallet, and their update server got hacked. And hackers were sending malicious OTA updates through their update server. So anyone who happened to be online at the time or opened their wallet during this time period got a message saying to update not because of some random like bullshit, but there were a ton of Bitcoin forks at the time. So it was like, upgrade your wallet if you are interested in, splitting your BCH from BTC or your BTG from BTC, that type of shit. And anyone who updated, they got all their money stolen. And like nobody knew about that until after it happened, because tens of millions of dollars are fucking robbed from just regular users, and people are asking questions now. So now they have to look into it. But otherwise, like nobody looks. Yeah, I do too. Grand, I use, I have a Ledger and then a fucking Grid Plus, and I have a YubiKey. And I use all of my things like together. Fingerprinted YubiKey, double pinned Grid Plus, and your password protected Ledger you have. But I don't think that's necessary for everyone, right? Like I think most people just need a hardware wallet, and they need a password manager, and they need to be smart about. They need to understand that like maybe it's like once you get robbed once, you take it more seriously.
But in your mind,
dude, after you have it happen to you, there is not a link you will click. It's why I'm so paranoid. Like I don't click links from anyone. Denton can.
I still don't. Yeah, I still don't keep most like any significant amount of money on centralized exchanges because I got.
If he DM me some PDF on Telegram, I would message him on Discord. Like, did you just DM me some shit on Telegram?
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't even open Telegram. I would just like.
I still scan my any PDFs people send. I scan them.
I would hard press the message so I could see what you sent me, and then I would message you on another media platform. And yeah, after it happens to you, then it's fucking you. If you don't want it to happen again, I promise you that every interaction you have with someone you don't know will make you second guess, could this be, is this a path to me being exploited somehow?
Mm-hmm. I'm surprised by how trusting people are still in this industry of just being sent random files.
Random files, random people money that they don't know. Like I have a very small group of people in which that I know that I wouldn't mind sending money to, and that they have sent me money in the past to do things. And there's like less than 10 people, I'd say probably 5 people that I would do that with. And none of them besides my wife are family. Yes, weak link is probably my wife. And it's only because she doesn't know about everything, so she may answer some question or say something or do something because she just doesn't know any better. Not because she can't be trusted. Or because she would want to give up information or something, Be more like, oh, I didn't know I should do that. I shouldn't do that. But we will see you back on Friday. Grand. Always a pleasure chatting with you. Hope you're enjoying your time. I heard you just ran into Marty Little One Man Party.
Yeah, see you, Grand, and everyone else.
Hopefully, I will also meet you soon. I got to get back on the cozy tour. Been too long. Been in my home hibernating for too long. See you back on Friday, boys.